Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? So let me take a sip of coffee. It's my vegano mug. Is that ironic? Hello, everyone in the chat. Please retweet this so I can get as much viewers as possible. Interesting day today. Not the kind of day I thought would happen, but oh well. I don't want to make this too long. I'm not going to go through the documents or anything like that. If you want an analysis going point by point, watch Taylor Marshall. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just give some thoughts. So I woke up today, like many of you out there, my phone is my alarm clock. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I turn off the thing and I check the updates on the screen. And my social media had exploded in a way that I had never seen it exploded before. You know, on your birthday when you get a bunch of notifications, this completely dwarfed that. Twitter was off the rail. Facebook was off the rail. Signal, Telegram, I'm like, okay, did World War III start? Well, not quite, but I think it's about to start in the church. But now, so basically what happened, if you live on an island and haven't heard what happened now, is Pope Francis is placing pretty heavy restrictions on the traditional Latin Mass. Pope Benedict's reforms are gone as of today. And there had been rumors for a few months this happening. I didn't expect a total ban on the Latin Mass, but I expected, what's up, other guy? I didn't expect a total ban on the Latin Mass, and to be honest, I thought if something was going to happen, it was going to be kind of a restriction, not a banning. I never thought they were going to ban it. Now, who was it? And to be honest, during all these rumors, I thought nothing would ever happen. I thought nothing would happen. I'm like, these rumors, I've heard rumors like this before. I had to eat those words for breakfast this morning. I'm not deleting any old tweets. You can see me up there. I guess I look like an idiot now. But I've kind of always thought to myself, including last night, I got my resident Protestant supporter here, Jackie Shea. Although she is Protestant, I do believe she has some Catholic extended family that goes to Latin Mass, so hopefully they're not affected. Yeah, but he's just not dying. He's just hanging in there, Anyway, point is, I kind of always wondered. I took a rosary walk late last night. I finished the rosary. Then I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, what would happen if I lost my TLM? I was thinking about this because I was walking by. There's a church close to my house. It's a Greek Catholic church. I'm like, it's a Greek Catholic church. I've attended it before, but although my mom is a Greek Catholic, I'm a Roman Rite guy. I love my Roman Rite. I love my Latin Mass. So I thought to myself, what would happen if I lost my Latin Mass? I was thinking about this last night. It's so ironic. I could go SXPX, but I kind of don't want to do that. I could go to the Greek Catholic Church by my house. Well, it is a beautiful liturgy. The community is very different there. So there's that. And then I could go to an Anglican ordinariate. I've got one of those within walking distance of my house. I know my friend Father James just cringed if he heard that. Or I could go to a Reverent Novus Ordo. There are some more reverent ones. There's one downtown in my city. I go. and close to downtown. But even I knew that I probably wouldn't lose my Latin Mass. It's kind of like what happens if I'm on vacation. If I go to vacation, like a few years ago, I was in Bismarck, North Dakota. And I was there on a Sunday, and I didn't really have time to search out a Latin Mass. I just went to the cathedral, went to the Novus Ordo Mass there. So, yeah, so if you want all the details, go listen to Taylor Marshall. I'm not going to do that. So, like, I kind of left the question hanging because I'm like, it's never going to happen. Now, I'm probably not going to lose my Latin Mass based on what they've said. This new motu proprio really restricts the growth the Latin Mass can do. Now, I'm going to give my analogy, and I'm just going to say, when Churchill was going to bomb Berlin, when you bomb a city, it's not like you just come in with a bunch of bombers and drop a bunch of bombs. No, that's not what you do. You have to be organized. You have to say, okay, we got targets. We got to take out the anti-aircraft guns. We got to take out the water treatment plant. We got to take out this government building, this facility, blah, blah, blah. It's an organized thing. You don't drop bombs unless you're over the target. And this was obviously a target for Francis and several other high-ranking bishops. And it sounds like the Italian bishops played a role in this. Now, Pope Francis, I'll take questions at the end, but I just want to say my piece. It's not a lot. So Pope Francis, so far, what he has done in his pontificate has not changed the life of the church. Like his Amazon synod. It caused scandal, but it didn't change anything ultimately. Things are no different now than they were before the Amazon synod, in terms of bad stuff anyway. And but it didn't change. Now this might change the life of the church. It might not affect mine. I'm interested in going to church this Sunday. I'm probably going to go for coffee with my priest afterwards, and we're going to talk about this because I'm worried how this is going to affect me. I don't think I'll lose my Latin Mass, but who knows? Okay, what else do I got in my notes here? It's kind of like the Latin Mass has moved into Islamic law. Like, for example, when Muslims would take over a Catholic country, say Spain, the people there could still go to church and stuff, but it was restricted now, you know. It's kind of like this, you know, the Latin Mass is still there, but it's now in a ghetto. It was already in a ghetto. Now it's moved into the sketchiest parts of the ghetto. Anyway, so my ultimate conclusion is this. Is this bad? Yes. But this will all backfire. It's all going to backfire. It's all going to backfire one way or another. Why? Because the cat is out of the bag. The toothpaste is out of the bottle. I don't know what the toothpaste is in. Toothpaste is out of the thing that the toothpaste is in. So you can't put it back now, or it's almost impossible to put back. They're going to have a lot of trouble putting it back. Now that it's not 1970 anymore. It's a very different place in the Catholic. The whole world knows about the Latin Mass. All of America knows about it. The countries who have big traditionalist movements, America, France, England, and Austria. I guess England's not a Catholic country, but there's a big traditional movement there. And Austria, there's huge traditional movements there, and they all know about it. And they won't be robbed of this one way or another. We're going to get our Latin Mass. And eventually, this will all be repealed. It may take 20 or 30 years. It's all going to backfire. It's all going to backfire. Why? Because The liberals in the church are not the young people now. The young people in the church are not going into the priesthood. In fact, today I was going to do a live stream reviewing an article by a Jesuit saying that. It's like no young people, Francis-minded people, want to become priests. And that's true. I don't know what this will do to the current seminaries, the more conservative people in the seminaries, because now they have a very diminished hope of ever saying the Latin Mass. But and now, apparently, if you're ordained after the motu proprio, so after today, you have to appeal to your bishop, and they will appeal to the Vatican. The Vatican has to give you permission. Now, who knows? They might be super strict on it. They might be super okay. Like for example, it's like I want to say Mass. It's like I'm the priest at St. George's Church. I want to say Mass in St. George's Church at 1 p.m. on a Sunday after the 2 morning Novus Ordo Masses. You got to ask your bishop. The bishop applies to the Apostolic See, and then they get that. And I think I know why this is happening. They want to know where all the Latin Mass parishes are, because if they're the ones who give permission, they want to know where they are. So if there is some crazy blogger coming out of that diocese, they'll think about yanking the Latin Mass. Now, so you have to essentially get super permission. And you know how people say, well, the Novus Ordo can be done reverently. You heard say the only reason people say things like that is because they know the vast majority of the time, at least not in Canada and the States, it might be different in like France or something, but at least in like Canada and the States, the Novus Ordo, when it's done reverently, it's the exception, not the norm. But you know how they could have killed the traditional Latin Mass? If day one, the Novus Ordo was done with as much reverence as the TLM. That's how they could have killed it. In fact, even Archbishop Lefebvre for a while was saying the Novus Ordo Mass. And then he kind of, it's like, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So that's really all I have to say. I can take questions now. Yeah, so I just wanted to say it's all going to backfire. So it sounds weird, but if I lost my TLM, in fact, the fact that they're doing this might even accelerate the demise of modernism. I bet no one's saying that out there except me. Now, this is going to backfire, and it's going to backfire hard. And I'm going to be laughing when it does, drinking from my Archbishop Vigano mug. All right, questions, put them in. I'll take a few. I think that the English Mass is better because of 1 Corinthians 14:16. Well, you go the English Mass. I'm nothing against people who go Novus Ordo. You should occupy the room saying amen. Yeah, well, if you like English Mass better, then go the English Mass. Yes. Is this the most radical thing Pope Francis has ever done? Yes. It's going to affect the life of me and the Catholic Church. Nothing he's done till now has done that, but it's going to happen now. And no, this will ultimately backfire, guys. I am not worried in the slightest. The only thing is I feel bad for people who are going to lose their Latin Mass. I don't know how many people are going to lose. Can you see my question above? I'll tell you what, I'll try to scroll upward and how do you read the part about no TLMs in parochial parishes? I don't I don't know. They're going to assign specific Latin Masses for a parish. Well, keep in mind, if only certain priests are allowed do it. Each priest is at a parish, right? So it's kind of going to be like the people in the diocese who say the Latin Mass are going to be like the Fraternity of St. Peter right now. So yeah, it's going to be in specific locations. Under what circumstances do you think Francis could become an anti-pope? I've seen him do and say so much questionable things. I don't know. I don't think. Has a valid pope ever become an anti-pope? I don't know. Jared, what do you think Article 3, number 6 means, which says that each bishop is to take care not to authorize the establishment of new groups? Okay, that means, the way I read it, that means no new trad societies are being formed. No new Fraternity of St. Peter, Institute of Christ the King, Society of the Good Shepherd, Le Bon Pasteur. That's a French trad order. So doesn't this solidify the FSSP? Yeah, I think it does, and I think this will be one of the ways this will backfire. I think this will enlarge the FSSP, and basically, this isn't going to. It's all going to backfire, and that's why I'm not worried. Usually, I would say, in fact, if I lost my Latin Mass, I wouldn't be worried. I have other options, and yeah, no. Guys, become Anglo-Catholic. I don't want to become Anglo-Catholic. Alan rules that I do. Hallelujah. Hi, I am late, trying to catch up. Just got back from vacation. Hope it was good. Much better sources than TM. Joy of Faith went through some scary points. And is the SXPX a valid church? I've heard some say it in a party communion with Rome and ours. Let me tell you my position on the SXPX. It's kind of like my position on the Luminous Mysteries or the Divine Mercy Chaplet. I don't recommend it to people, but if you do it, I'm not going to complain about it. I got a very agnostic view toward the SXPX. Pope Francis has given them valid faculties, as in confessions. So I think, yeah, so like I'm not an expert on what constitutes a schism or not, but yeah. And yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This is what I'm saying. Won't happen. It's going to backfire. It might not backfire tomorrow or the day after. It might. It very well might. But no, it's see, the thing is, the modernists in the church aren't the young people. There's a ton of modernist young people in society, but they're not making the sacrifices of celibacy, of not having any significant income in order to become in order to become priests. They're not. It's only the conservative ones that are doing. Now, conservative Latin Mass, how's that going to affect? I don't know. But the point is, they're trying to do as much as they can. Today, I was going to review an article, but this news happened, about a Jesuit complaining that no Francis-minded people are entering the seminaries. He said people who want to live celibate lives and make all the sacrifices to be a priest who believe in Francis's stuff is like trying to find a Catholic unicorn. And it is. Please don't leave the church over this. When did I say I was going to? I'm staying in the church. I wouldn't leave the church if they banned the Latin Mass out. Why? Because I know it's all going to backfire. And I'm going to laugh when it does. I know. I got a way different view on this than everyone else. I'm calm in the face of a storm because I know Jesus wins in the end. All right. In what way do you think it'll backfire? Will Pope Francis abrogate his motu proprio? Will he amend it? Probably not Francis. Keep in mind, Francis is older. I think he's done the majority of his pontificate. But probably once we get a more sober-minded pope. As long as I can keep my boomer YouTube clown mask, it attracts all the cool kids. This year, we've already had 2 whole visitors in their late 50s. We need more of that young blood. No, that's true. That's true. By the way, subscribe to Barely Protestant's YouTube channel. Yes, he's an Anglican, but he's an awesome Anglican. So he's not like Michael Corn, like a fake Anglican. Yeah, and no, I think he asks some very good questions about the Catholic Church, which we need to give a response for. So definitely subscribe to that. The Eastern rites are awesome, but Latin Mass is what St. Patrick gave the Irish and Latin Mass. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Like the whole thing, am I going to go Eastern Rite? Again, I'm probably not going to lose my Latin Mass, but say I did. Am I going to go Eastern Rite? The problem is there with the community. I don't know. If I lost my Latin Mass, I'd probably have to go searching churches. There's a Chaldean church in my city. I might have to go there. But, yeah. And, hey, Gandalf, I'm just going to say, this whole time, as soon as I saw this in the morning, I did not go into mass panic. I just laughed to myself because it's all going to backfire. It is all going to backfire, and it's going to be so beautiful when it does. Because banning the Latin Mass or heavily restricting the Latin Mass, because keep in mind, at Vatican II and post-Vatican II, the Latin Mass was not suppressed officially, but it essentially was heavily restricted. That's what they're trying to do now. But 1970 and 2021 are 2 different eras. The church is in a way different position right now. And it's like putting the toothpaste back in the tube. It's not going to work. Now, priests ordained post today are going to have to are going to have to appeal to their bishop, who will appeal to the Holy See to get permission to say the Latin Mass. I think they're going to be getting a lot of requests. And, yeah. I prefer giant, creepy puppet masses over YouTube masses, just my personal presence. I wish I weren't blocked by T-March. I'd love to see his reaction to this. Watch on YouTube. I'm blocked on Twitter, too. I'm blocked on Twitter, too, but go check out YouTube. He's got his theory that they're trying to corral the traditionalists, and that's probably right. Yeah, but again, I'm not worried. I call myself a traditional Catholic, but I have a slightly different definition than what it means. Most traditional Catholics just hate Vatican II. No, that's not me. Me, I love the tradition. I love reading the early church, the medieval church, the holy saints of the church. And this is what's going to happen. And it's worth it to see how much this will backfire. And when it does, I'm just going to be sitting here, sipping my coffee, saying, I told you so. Maybe a while. But we'll see it. We'll see its failure. Okay, I'm just whining. Okay. Alan, can the lady fund independent chapels that celebrate? Can the lady, with or without the bishop's approval? Let me tell you my opinion about this. And it's not a question of can we give money to a quasi-schismatic or a schismatic chapel. we need all the trads in the church fighting. Now, I'm glad that the SXPX plays a purpose in all this, because it's kind of like the refugee camp, and their chapels will be extra filled in the coming months, because there will be people who are losing their traditional Latin Mass. Again, I don't think I will lose mine, but who knows? So yeah, try to get as much people in the church as possible, because we need to show it grows. They'll give permissions. If there's a demand, it'll grow. All right. So according to the document, TLM is not permitted to be in parishes. Does this mean that TLM will have to be in random? No, I don't think it. No, I don't think it'll do that. It just needs to be approved by the bishop. Ban new groups. I talked about that. Who here? Okay, I got 19 people watching. I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you attend Latin Mass, 2 if you attend the Novus Ordo, 3 if you're a non-Catholic. So I think, and 4 if you attend Eastern Rite. All right, we got a Latin Mass. Just because I want to see a survey of what my viewers are. Okay, Novus Ordo. 1 and 2, Eastern Rite, 4 Maronite. Gandalf the Wizard has a 10. Now that's got to be an intense Mass. Woo! All right, so we got a mix. I got nothing against people who attend the Novus Ordo Mass. I'm not one of these traditional idiots, but I prefer to worship in that way. 5, I'm non-papal Catholic who attends the traditional prayer book Mass. Barely Protestant. A non-papal Catholic. Interesting. Now, one of my friends is in the chat and he's texting me, giving some good feedback. But I won't say who it is. So that's just, I don't have a lot more to say. It's 27:40 right now. I'm going to probably cut this off at 30 minutes. But this is all going to backfire. And hopefully we will see. I might come revisit this about 2 months from now, see how many Latin Masses have closed. It could be none. It could be a lot. It could be a couple. But I do believe that most people won't lose their Latin Mass. It's going to temporarily restrict growth in the normal way. But ultimately, this is all going to backfire, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. I'll share one more thought. Why did Francis wait this long? He's been Pope 8 years. You could say he's been waiting for Pope Benedict to die because he's directly contradicting him. That might be the case. I just think he just came under pressure, and he's an old, frail guy, and he buckled under pressure. He's now, because Francis, in ways, has reached out to traditionalists that no other people has. He gave out confessions to the SXPX, not even JP2 or Pope Benedict did that. So Francis is hard to read. And I think he is close to dying. He is close to dying. But I think ultimately, it's ultimately going to backfire, and I'm going to love watching the apostate Jesuits complain when it does backfire. It's going to be good. It's coordinated with the Great Reset. The globalists order him to do it. Maybe. I'm not going to rule that out, but certainly I don't know about that. All I know is it's going to backfire. And guys, 15 mysteries of the rosary today for the Latin Mass. Add the Latin Mass to your rosary at least several times a week. Continue to read The Imitation of Christ, this amazing book, this 600-year-old book that's still going. Pope Francis can't ban this or can't restrict this. You can go and buy it online. He can't restrict that. But, and of course, read the Bible every day. Read the Bible every day. There's been some tough times in the Old Covenant and New Covenant. What happens if Francis dies before Benedict XVI? The same thing is if he dies after Benedict XVI, because we get a new pope. Pope Benedict's not going to be pope again, if that's what you're thinking. It's not the 11th century pre-investiture controversy where a guy is pope, then he gets kicked out, then he, you know. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Even if I lost my Latin Mass, which I don't think so, I'm not worried. I'm just going to watch these liberals completely implode. It's all going to backfire. In fact, this has accelerated the death of modernism. You don't drop your bombs unless you're over the target. You need to identify the enemy. And they're in their last stages. They're in their last stages because all the modernists are old. They're not young. The young 30-year-old priests aren't modernists. Why did he do this as one of the first things post-hospitalization? I think he wanted to do it prior, but his surgery kind of stopped him. So the Irish used to have secret masses that can be done again. No, it's going to backfire. Surely the next pope will be even more modernist than Francis. I don't think so. Possibly as bad, yes. Possibly only slightly better, yes. Because I don't think there's a lot more modernist people than Pope Francis. There's not. Cardinal Marx, like in terms of ones that can be elected, there's Cardinal Marx, but I don't think Marx will be elected because Germany, the church in Germany is imploding despite all the money they have. So it's quite possible that I don't think it'll be worse. It could be as bad as Francis or only slightly better, but I don't think it'll be worse. My question is, Paul was inspired by God. Why he fighting true friends of Jesus, such as Peter, after he converted Christianity? Read carefully Galatians 2. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that. Stay on topic, buddy. I'm willing to answer your questions if you stay on topic. Are there any more questions? I've gone over my time that I wanted to go. But yeah, so if you take any away from this, know that it's all going to backfire. And it's going to backfire in a beautiful way. And I'm going to enjoy every part of this. Every part. Do you think the greatest pushback will come from TLM, laity, diocesan clergy, or from the TLM institutes? I don't think it'll be from the TLM institutes because I don't think it's advantageous to them to try to go to war with the Vatican because the Vatican can just suppress. But the laity, we can complain. We can. In fact, Francis is having that global synod thing where the laity are going to participate. This is your chance. Tell your bishop during this global synod thing about what's going to happen. Just say, hey, I want TLM. I want TLM. What does this mean for the FS? I don't think they're going to be affected that much. On this Tridentine Mass, I will build my church on the gates of... Yeah, no, that's... I don't know what you're trying to say. But the point is, I'm not worrying. I'm not worrying. I do feel bad, though, for people who will lose their Latin Mass. But don't worry. It will only be temporary. It will only be temporary because it's all going to backfire. And I love it. So, guys, what's the lesson of today's live stream? This is all going to backfire. All right, so like, share, subscribe, pray the rosary. Pray the rosary, guys. Read Imitation of Christ. Pope Francis can't ban that. Read the Bible. Can't ban that either. Read good holy writings, such as Aelred of Rievaulx, who's a medieval monk from England, 12th century. I just did this because it's the only thing on my desk. But read good saintly literature. Yeah, so and pray for the Pope, pray for the Mass. And yeah, we will see the victory. And now I think this is just going to make the victory come even quicker. It's going to come even quicker, you know, because Francis knows, and all the modernists know, that their days are numbered. And by trying to do this, it's going to backfire. It might be a temporary victory, but it'll be a Pyrrhic victory. And they'll be done. Again, most Catholics in the world don't attend Latin Mass. So it's not going to affect them. But this will come and come back and with a vengeance. And it'll only make things better in the end and quicker. Quicker. I kind of want to kill the live stream, but I got like 29 viewers. I don't normally have that much. Perhaps I should live stream more this time during the day. All right, let's get another questions here. Given Article 5, can already TLM priests still say Mass is coming? I don't know. You have a good afternoon, Hallie. God bless. Thanks for the dose of optimism. Yeah, because it's going to backfire. I love the fact that it's going to backfire. That's the best part. 15 days for, yeah, there you go. 15 decades. You should be praying 15 decades every day, either way. Never had the opportunity, and now I guess I never will, or not soon. Hallelujah. What? Doesn't this motu proprio mean open new churches? I don't know. I'd have to go through all the documents. I kind of went through it once. I don't want to analyze the document because there's people that can do that better than I can. Go talk to Taylor Marshall, or don't talk. Just go and watch his live stream. According to my pastor, yes, we will still be able to say Mass this Sunday. They need to implement motu proprio first. I don't know how to. There you go. I blocked him for 5 minutes. Take that, Salam. This has nothing to do with the Muslims. So if you're a Muslim, this might be interesting, but don't try to start apologetic wars in the chat. Yeah, we'll see how this. By the end of summer, we should have a pretty good idea of how it's going to affect the average Latin Mass goer. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, really. All right, I'm going to go the 40-minute mark. I said 30-minute mark, but I'm going to go 40-minute. You have 90 seconds to ask questions. At the 40-minute mark, I am killing the live stream. But yeah, I'm going to say something I don't normally say. Go listen to Taylor Marshall. But I'm not worried. No, I'm not worried. This is going to be too good. Subscribe to my channel. Share my channel with people, guys. I'm starting to get a lot of subscribers. I'm at 1.21 thousand. Some good content coming. Some church history stuff coming. Possibly some refutations of certain anonymous apologists who use a voice mod and sound like their mouth is full of rice when they're talking. Pathetic. Anyway, it's Friday. Don't eat meat today. Go have some sushi or something and some fish. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I got 30 seconds left. And I'm going to say this. Pray the rosary. Don't see a way out for SXPS, but it seems better for FSSP. Lofton is live soon, by the way. Thank you for your positive outlook for this convert. Amen. Glad I could help. Read them out to appropriate yourself with the correct read. I ate eggs. That's absolutely fine. All right, guys. I'm out. Thank you for joining. Stay positive, stay optimism. It's all going to backfire, and it's going to be beautiful when it does. God bless you all.